I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. Love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it, I just do it. Like Nike swoosh, none of that Reggie Bush. Cause I'm top shelf, I ain't got wealth, but I'm on my grind like park rails. I'd sell the shoes right off my 2 feet, then add one, that's a yard sale. Got dumb bars that be smarter than Harvard, Yale. Take your pictures elsewhere, you wanna be TMZ, I wanna be VIP. Quit pandering, I'm not answering cause I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. All of that bark and no bite, that's alright. Not everyone can be the big dog. Take a walk, kick rocks. Can't keep me out cause I pick locks. They hearing me knocking, I'll never be stopping. I keep this shit popping like lip gloss.
What is going on? What is going on? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Saturday edition of Unscripted, where it's just two of us, me and my right-hand co-host, brother from another mother, Jay Mclovin, with his wife in the background, Mel. What's going on, guys?
Hey, guys.
Hey, we're always a tag team duo. I could get my background to work right, but Melanie loves to stop by and say what's up to the peoples, and it is so good to be here and talk basketball, baseball, and everything in between. And Frankie, you're gonna have to talk about Mr. Josh Davidson and his comments.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, Jay, normally we started off with basketball and the playoffs, which is starting off in about a half hour. Game 3 against Miami and Boston. But I wanna change it up for a second. Our boy Logan Landers isn't here with us tonight, unfortunately, because of his girlfriend's birthday. We wish you a happy birthday to Logan's girlfriend. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend. But Jay, I want to take a turn and get to this breaking news update with Tiger Woods. We've just been told that he has withdrew from the PGA Championship. I'm looking at it now. It shows that he withdrew after today scoring a 79 in the third round. Do you want to get your thoughts on Tiger Woods withdrawing? Because we before the championship came underway, you even asked us, is he going to be done after this or should he keep going? Now that he withdrew, I said he should stop. But now with his withdrawal, what do you say?
It hurts my heart because honestly, I really would have liked to have seen Tiger Woods retire after he took the Masters the last go around at Augusta. I really wish he would have just claimed that green jacket and, just gone off into the sunset and kind of look, because he's got plenty of money. The guy's got every damn trophy you can imagine. There's really nothing more for Tiger to do other than to try to capture Jack Nicklaus's 18 majors. But at the same time, is it really necessary? I don't think he necessarily has to catch Nicklaus to prove his status as being the best golfer, or one of the best golfers in the world. He doesn't need that. So at my point, I would have liked to seen him go off into the sunset on the Green Jacket Masters and then kind of go more into, designing golf courses and designing future links for these guys to play on, kind of like the same way in which Nicklaus is doing. I would like to see Tiger do that and get Tiger's take on what kind of courses he would like to see them play. And that's a whole other venture for him. I mean, there's so much more he can do. And matter of fact, he's got Charlie, who looks to be a pretty good golfer, and his son. I'd like to see him maybe take a mentorship in that direction. Let's see what Charlie can do in the PGA. There's so much that Tiger can do other than trying to play golf, which his body is clearly telling him, hey, look, man, I know you want to do this, but and I think the 79 proved it. But, you can't really look at the 79 either because he came off Augusta, which was a hard golf course to come back from after that leg injury. And then he tried to come into the the PGA Championship, and his body just hasn't fully gotten back. And I don't know that it ever will. And I think sometimes when you're shooting a 79, and I know Tiger is like this. Tiger's like, if I'm shooting a 79, I don't want to embarrass myself doing this. I'm just gonna cut it. You know what I mean?
And not just finishing on a 79, Jay, but in the tournament in the third round overall, he was 12 over.
Yeah.
12 over. That's pretty bad, and that just goes to show that Tiger wasn't ready. He as much as the man loved golf and he knows, golf is kind of like it's kind of like NASCAR, but not. It comes down to sponsorships, right?
Yeah.
That's how he gets paid. That's how he gets the money. And I'm pretty sure Tiger knows he's at the end of his career. So he wants to bank up what he can. And he's just going out there. He don't care what he shoots. He just wants to be out there for his sponsorships, get paid, and just call it a day. And I agree with what John Suck says. He says Tiger would play like crap. I mean, we all knew it. He played like that in the last tournament, and he basically playing for the love of the game. Yes, I agree with you. He is playing for the love of the game, and he's been playing like crap for a while, and that's why I think he's just doing it for sponsorship. I said it before when Jay had asked us, would this be his last run? I told Jay before coming back that should have been his last run already. The man has been through so many back surgeries to where we're not going to see Tiger Woods play the way he did. Back surgeries are not like leg injuries or ankle injuries or anything like that. Back surgeries are ending a career injuries. So,
well, honestly, the leg injury was devastating. The back is devastating. All of those things that he's been through are devastating to his swing, and it has affected him. And I got to be honest with you, Frankie, he don't got to play golf to be marketable and be in commercials. Tiger is still extremely marketable, and he can still make all the commercials just like Peyton Manning and all them are doing. He can make those same damn commercials even not playing the game of golf. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. You could do what Serena Williams is doing. She retired from tennis, and now the woman is making money by being on commercials. She's making money by doing cameos on movies and stuff like that. So it's easy for Tiger Woods to make money away from the golf, especially coming to when you mentioned how Tiger Woods is planning to build his own golf course. So if Tiger Woods just build your own golf course, you can make money by doing that.
But he don't even have to do that, Frankie. Frankie, he don't even have to do that. When you got like $1 billion plus net worth, you can be an entrepreneur. You can go out there and invest in other people's ventures and sponsor that way and still make a crap. Alex Rodriguez is doing it. Kevin Hart is doing it. Charles Barkley is doing it. If you can find somebody that knows business really well, or you yourself, Pido, you can invest in other companies and make a crap. I mean, he don't need money. He's got so much money lifetime. There's nobody around Tiger that has to ever worry about money. His kids don't. His wife doesn't. He don't. It's not about, I don't think it's really about money anymore for Tiger. I think it's just about being involved in the game, which is why I think if he starts to develop golf courses and doing things of that nature, it's going to still feed that golf thing in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's real sad, man. Us here on Unscripted, we love every type of sport. Even if we don't watch it, we're not big golf people, but we watch it here and there, and we know certain players and certain golfers, like Tiger Woods and Macklin and stuff like that. Like we know a bunch of golfers, but what's going on in Tiger's career right now is just so sad. Like for him to go out this way, he should have just went out, like Jay said early on. He should have just went out to the sunset when you got your mask or you got your green jacket. I would have called it right there. Once I got my green jacket and tied it, I would have just called it right there and been done and over with. But Tiger wanted to keep going and see what happened, man. See what happened. Now you got to withdraw, and you're probably hurting your back more. Absolutely. But we're going to start it up, Jay. We're going to start off with the NBA recap tonight. Game 3, Miami Heat at Boston Celtics, which, by the way, the Boston Celtics are favored by 5.5 points. This game is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. Boston is favored to win this matchup at a 71% chance, Jay. They got the matchup predictor at Boston winning at 71% with Miami winning at 29%. Now, I can see why they're doing this because of how Boston came out in Game 2. We all knew, Miami won Game 1 because of the missing of their defensive player and Marcus Smart and Al Horford and the big man and all that. They came back in Game 2 and they showed up. They showed up why they're here in the Eastern Conference Finals. They showed why they swept the Brooklyn Nets. They showed why they beat the defending champions of the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games. Jay, who do you got in this matchup tonight and why. I'm going to be back. I got my kids crying. But
No, I got it.
Tell the people.
Yeah, here's the deal, man, with the Celtics. Remember, Robert Williams is out tonight, okay? There is no Robert Williams. And I don't really think having Robert Williams play is really that – or not having Robert Williams play is really that big of a deal for them because he really – if it was Grant Williams, then we would have an issue because we all know what Grant Williams and how he contributes off the bench for this Celtics team. So – not having Robert Williams, Tice will just slide up the depth chart. Tice will fill in for where Robert Williams was at, and we're going to keep moving this train right along. If we're playing back in Boston, too, at that. I mean, this is in Miami. We're back in Boston, and that and the Celtics are coming off the win. They took out the Heat 127-102, and now that Marcus Smart is back, now that Horford is back, it's a little bit different Celtics team. Now, as long as Tatum is doing what Tatum does, and Brown does what Brown does, Horford, Smart, and then you get Grant Williams coming off the bench. This Miami team, granted, I love Butler. Don't get me wrong. I think Butler is great, but they got a lot of twos over there. Hero, Butler, Adebayo, and so forth. And I don't think that's not going to be enough to take them out in Boston. Now, I know Sander, Arroyo Sanchez, and a few others probably think that Miami can pull this out, but I think and I know Sander did say that he was thinking with his heart, and I think he said he had Celtics in 6. But I don't see it happening. Smart went 8 of 22. So I will say that Smart and John Suggs, you tell me if you agree or disagree, but Smart does not need to necessarily shoot the ball. He went 8 of 22 last game. He don't need to shoot the ball. All he needs to do is play defense and get rebounds and do out some assists. You do those 3 basic fundamentals, and you let Tatum, Horford, Brown, and you let Williams do the primary scoring for you, and let Tice take the scoring down low, and you just do what you do best, and that's be Defensive Player of the Year, quite honestly. John Suggs says, my bad, forgot they got one. They did, John. They got one, brother. And Bam hasn't showed up at all the playoffs this year. And I don't expect Bam to show up at all. And let's be honest, without Bam Adebayo, with Bam Adebayo, Miami does not have the height or the defensive presence in the paint for this to really matter. And he goes on to say, I agree, let Horford and Tatum do their thing. Because let's be honest, the things that I've noticed about this team is this. Tatum is your superstar. Brown is your number 2 guy. But what Horford gives you is that spark. He gives you that aggressiveness. He gives you that dog-like mentality that a P.J. Tucker did for Milwaukee, that a Jay Crowder does for Phoenix, that a Mario Elliott, I'm going way back in the day, but Mario Delly, the original junkyard dog, did for Houston back in their championship days. You need that junkyard dog-like mentality guy to come out and give you that, and that's what Horford does for the Celtics. And then you throw in a defensive guy like Smart, and how do you not think that Miami is going to win? Miami's going to lose. Based on what I just said, Miami is full of twos. The Celtics have pretty much their role players and their number 1 and their number 2, and they have the presence in the paint. And they're going, and they got, but now, so now we're at the point where, okay, so it's 2 games that we just played in Miami. Now we're going to play 2 games in Boston. So Boston has the propensity to come out of this, in my opinion, and I'm making a prediction, hot take, and I don't even think it's really that hot. I mean, how hot? I think more of it's a lukewarm. But a lukewarm take would be that Boston comes out of this 3-1, going back to Miami on the 1-1-1 format left to play. And I think the Celtics wrap it up in Miami. I don't give Miami, and I know this is going to come out the word, but I don't give Miami that. I don't.
Yeah. I wanted to get your thought on that.
Extremely underrated. Go ahead, Frankie. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. I saw that. I wanted to get your take on that. What he said, smart defense is extremely underrated. John Suggs.
I think it is.
No,
I think it is because he comes back. And he goes back on and look what he did in game. You saw it. His presence was felt in game 2. Now, Again, he did go 8 for 22 shooting, so I don't know if Smart necessarily helped you out there, but he did give you 9 rebounds and 12 assists. And like I said, you can't match his defense. But go ahead, Frankie.
He's saying his defense is underrated, Jay. You know what that means? Underrated is not as good as he thinks it is.
I thought overrated meant that. I thought underrated is where they're undervaluing what he brings to the table, right?
I guess I don't know. I think Marcus Smart is.
Damn it! Can somebody give us an English like a Google underrated?
Yeah, seriously, like, I'm too much of a pothead to know, and Jay's too old to understand.
No, what John Suggs is saying is that his defense is amazing, but he's not getting the credit that he deserves. That's what he's saying. That's what underrated means. He's not getting the credit, but they're overlooking him. Basically, what they're saying. When you're underrated, you're being overlooked. When you're overrated, that means they discount you. That means his defense is being discounted. So underrated means that he's basically being overlooked, is what he's saying.
Right. Now, it's not rated or valued highly enough. Right. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, his defense is great. Yeah. And that's why exactly he won Defensive Player of the Year. And it goes to show throughout this entire playoff series, when Marcus Smart is in the game, things are different defensively. Look at the game he had with the Milwaukee Bucks. He gave the 2 turnovers at the end of the game, giving the Milwaukee Bucks the 3-2 series lead. Then he comes back in the next game, and he just dominates, shows why he's Defensive Player of the Year. And I do agree, people don't look at Marcus Smart that way, and they need to. I've been looking at Marcus Smart this way for a long time. I like Marcus Smart. So I know what Marcus Smart could bring to the court. But I'm going to take a quote from my boy Pride, who's recently not here. My man put up a status, and I'm going to take his status for a second because I told him I'm going to bring the love for the Boston Celtics from him to here on Unscripted. And I'm going to quote, "The Celtics beat the Heat. They're going to beat them again tonight. Jimmy Butler, Jeffrey Butler, Alfred the Butler, don't matter. Boston in 5. That's a quote from my man Pride, and I'm going to stick with my man Pride's quote, and I'm going to go ahead and say the Boston Celtics win this series in 5, because guess what? Just like Jay said, there is nobody on the Miami Heat besides Jimmy Butler that can match up with the Boston Celtics, and I don't even think Jimmy Butler right now with this Miami Heat roster can match up with the Boston Celtics. He can put up 40 points.
It's no different than when you look at the Dallas Mavs going up against Golden State. Now, granted, Brunson did show up in game 2 for the Mavs, so I will give him props. But Luka and Brunson, they can't win against the Golden State Warriors with just that. Just like Miami can't beat Boston with Boston. Because the only reason the only reason this is 1-1 and not 2-0 Boston is because Smart and Horford didn't play in game 1. Smart and Horford played game 1. They're going back 2 up in Chicago. Let's just be real. Smart has been a top player since college, led Big 12 in steals. 15 points a game, 6 rebounds. Again, I get that. But what Smart has to realize is don't worry about trying to shoot because he went 8 for 22. I don't care. Look, I'm not saying not to shoot. You do want to put points on the board. But I want Marcus Smart to understand that his job, his role, is to play defense, rebounds, and assists. Those are your 3 bigs. Now, if you hit a point here and there, but don't try to force it. If you put up a couple and you know you're not making your shots, stop it. Go back to your big 3 and then let everybody else do their job.
I want his points per game right now against Miami is 11.7. His assist point per game right now against Miami is a 5.7, which is the team's lead. His 3-point percentage is at a 36.4, with his field range at a 36.7. So yeah, he does need to take less shots. I don't think he needs to focus on shots. That's what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are there for.
Right.
You won Defensive Player of the Year. That's what you're there for. Play defense, and that's what they need. I mean, you want to take your shots here and there, go right ahead. Be my guest. But last game, bro, we don't need you to shoot 8 for 28. That's just insane. It's just like you're lucky. And I said this on ASAP in the morning on yesterday's show. I said it. That they're lucky that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown showed up, because if Marcus Smart is going to take those many shots and miss that many, then it would have been a whole different ball if Tatum and Brown wasn't there to show up.
Right. Well, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, man, there's no, as long as Smart and Horford stay healthy and the Heat and the Celtics stay healthy, this Heat team is just not going to be able to get it done. The only way it gets done is that the Celtics go into a brain fart mode and just don't play right. Maybe then they can capitalize, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Celtics, they're locked in right now. I think this Boston Celtics team is locked in, and I don't think they're going to come unglued. And I think they know what they need to do to beat this Miami team.
Well, I mean, this Miami team is the team that beat them back in 2020. So
yeah, that was 2020. Nobody give a damn about that shit.
And this, but you know what, Jay? This is in the mind of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart.
Well, no, okay. So to your point, I get it. Maybe this is so. What you're saying is this is fuel for them.
Yeah,
I get that. I can understand that absolutely.
And not just like fuel, like we need this win or whatever. This is more important than what it was in 2019. They beat them, I think, in the second round. This is the Eastern Conference Finals, one series away from the championship. So this is more
and Frankie, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not an Eastern Conference guy. I'm a Western Conference. I know you're Eastern. Well, no, you're Western Conference too because you're LA. I get it. I know you're on the East Coast, but you're a West Coast guy. Just like I'm a West Coast guy. So I get that. I will tell you this. If you are an East Coast person like Pride or whatever, you don't want if you're objectively East Coast, you don't want Miami going to the finals because they're going to get obliterated in the finals. Let's just be honest. If anything, if you want to see a competitive finals, you want the Celtics to go to the finals if you want to see a competitive series.
So you got Boston tonight over Miami?
Oh, I got Boston the rest of the way, man. I think it's going to be 4-1, and we're looking at the finals in the Celtics. I think as long as they stay healthy, I don't think that Miami can. I just don't see it happening, man. I don't.
I agree. I also think, like I said, I'm going to follow up Pride's quote, and I think Boston's going to win this in 5. They're just going to win the rest, and then it's in Miami. Come back and get ready to face Golden State, which we're going to get to really quickly because we got a lot of topics to go through. Jay, tomorrow, Golden State going to Dallas, Game 3. They are currently on a 2-0 series lead. Well, my question is, do you – and I'm sorry, Mel could probably hear me, but do you see a sweep in the Dallas Mavericks against Golden State?
I don't. I think if at the very least, based off of Game 2, if I look at Game 1, if you look at it solely at Game 1, then you'd be like, hell yeah, it's gonna be a sweep. But I think I saw enough out of Game 2 to give hope that they can win 1. Now, if Cole is out there listening, he's an ASAP guy. If Cole's out there listening, I know he says it's a pattern, because what they did with Phoenix. And you have to understand that Phoenix is a really good team, but Golden State, when healthy, is still a champion or a former championship level team, and that has got to account for something, right? Yeah. So you can't really compare Golden State with Phoenix because when Golden State is healthy, that's still the Dubs. That's still a death squad too. Not that I'm not trying to take anything from Phoenix, but Phoenix still really has not proven anything because they've not won the big dance. So Phoenix has a history of bowing out with some of their key players, whereas Golden State has shown you that even when they don't have their main dubs, right? Take, for example, Game 1, Wiggins was your star. Take Game 2, Looney was your star. We're not even talking about Curry, Draymond, or Thompson. We're talking about Freak or even Poole. We're talking about Kevin Looney, and we're talking about Andrew Wiggins. Just let that sink in for a minute. This Golden State Warriors is a beast. You don't know who's going to have a career night, but I will tell you this, it doesn't matter. Because even whoever has a career night, everybody else shows up along with them. And that's the
reason behind Mavs meltdown. They got dominated in the paint. Warriors attempted 16 shots at the rim.
I was just about to get that, but yeah, absolutely. Listen.
87.5%. Dinwiddie had 4 points in 22 minutes, and Kelber had 3 points.
I'm going to give you Frankie, I'm gonna give you my little bullet points here real quick, and there's not many of them because it was really quite simple why they lost this. They lost this game in the third quarter. If you look at the game, it was a tale of two halves. Dallas in the first, and then Golden State in the second. Dallas only gave you 13 damn points in the third quarter. When you score 13 points in the damn quarter, you might as well pack your bags up because you've been punched in the mouth, and that means now you can't come back from it. So they lost it in the third, and he's right. Did what he didn't show up. He gave you 4, 1, and 4 in 22 damn minutes, and then Finney Smith gives you 10. And then Luka gives you 42, 5, and 8. But the problem is Kleber. Kleber went out there for Powell because Powell only played 8 minutes at the center. But then you get replaced by Kleber, who gives you 33 minutes, and he goes 3, 1, and 1 on 1 of 5. That's your damn problem. The problem is they tried to live by the 3 ball, and it just didn't happen for Dallas. Even Jason Kidd came out and said, we tried to live by the 3 when we should have been attacking the paint. And you're right. You lost the paint battle 62-30, I believe it. Yeah, 62-30. So that means Golden State got 32 more points in the paint than you did. And you lost by what? 4, 5, whatever. No, you lost by 9. You lost by 9. But you gave up 32 more points in the paint. So that tells you the 3 ball, points in the paint, Kleber not giving you shit, Dinwiddie not giving you shit, Finney not giving you shit, and you're relying on Brunson and Doncic. And I don't care how good Doncic may be as a 1-2 punch. And that was a really good 1-2 punch. But when nobody else is giving you anything, it is what it is. And you can't do that against Golden State. And neither can the Celtics, and neither can Miami. This team is crazy. And I've got to be honest with you. If I'm being a realist, if I'm being unbiased, if I'm looking at the game and the players and the situation for what it is, Golden State, unless they just have injuries, this is a very easy win all the way through the finals. And then we're going to be talking down the road next year, well, how much weight do we put on Golden State's ring? Because they did kind of have a walk through to the finals. And then even in the finals, it was. So we're going to be asking about that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions coming around, Frankie, to be honest with you. Who is deeper, Golden State or Boston? I think it's a good matchup. Yeah, it may be a good matchup, but I'll be honest with you. Number one, Golden State's deeper, straight up. They got more experience. They got more consistency from the bench and their starters, and they're battle-tested. And they got championships to their squad. And this is the Death Squad Part 2. Yeah, if you don't think the writing's on the wall for the Celtics, if you don't think the writing's on the wall for Dallas, it's a cakewalk, in my opinion, for Golden State, as long as they stay healthy to win the championship. Straight up. Frankie, are you there, brother? I think Frankie took a sabbatical. No, he said he'll be right back. Okay, so I got the con right now, so I'm gonna take the con. John Suggs. And so if that answers your question, that Boston's gonna take a cake. Boston's gonna win tonight. Golden State's gonna win tomorrow, and it's gonna be Boston and Golden State. My prediction: Boston, Golden State in the finals, with Golden State winning it handily. And I would put money on anybody that says differently. And he said, but Golden State don't play defense. They got to outshoot you. Okay, and okay. How many people they got to outshoot you? Clay, Poole, Curry, Wiggins? They got plenty of shooters. I don't think shooters is an issue for Golden State. And I think Golden State has shown you that even when they go down by 19 and a half, they can come back and still nab your ass, bring you back in. If you don't think they play defense, go look at the second half of that game. 13 points in the third quarter? Are we not saying that's not defense? Frankie?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're the reason why they're the former 3-time champs, right? I mean, no doubt about it. Dallas showed up in the first half for some reason. The third quarter was where it changed everything. And the second half alone is where Golden State showed up. And I don't know what happened with Dallas, honestly. I feel like the rest of the team just gave up on Luka. And I don't know. Hopefully game 3 would be better. They're in Dallas. We know how the Dallas fan base is. But man, honestly, I'm gonna be really really true with you, Jay. I see a sweep. I see a sweep because I do not see the rest of the team, stepping up for Luka. I mean, we got Brunson who got 31 points last night, and you got Bullock who scored 21. But that's not going to help. You got 3 people getting into double digits, or 4 people getting into double digits, because you got Finney Smith who got 10. But like, that's not going to cut it. You need your big men to show up and get you some rebounds and get you more shot attempts to at least turn this game around, especially in the second half when you see that you got an amazing lead in the first half, and you just slowly let that slip through your hands in the third quarter alone.
Right.
So
I
they
agree.
need to step up big, and they need to help Luka because, man, and I'm looking at it right now, and Luka, 13 for 15 from the free throw. Can my man not get fouled any much more? Not just game one alone, but now game 2?
I agree. Yep.
Jesus.
I tell you, like I said before, when it comes to Dallas, the only way they're going to beat Golden State is if everybody shows up. That means Kleber's got to show up. Finney Smith has to show up. Dinwiddie has to show up, to basically go alongside Brunson and Doncic if they want to win. This is not a team that can afford, to have players take a night off. You can't do that against this team. And, honestly, the execution of Dallas in the first half was great. And their defense was great. They just let off the gas, and they went to the 3-ball when it wasn't working for them, and they got away from the points in the paint, and that's where they lost the game. I think they go to Dallas, Frankie, and I do think that they're going to get reinvigorated by Dallas crowd, the Dallas energy. And to think that they can't take one game based off of what we saw them in Golden State, their home crowd, I think is not responsible. I think they do get at least one win. I don't think they go through Dallas and not get one win. Can they get 2 like they did in Phoenix? That's going to be really hard. That's going to take a level of consistency from Dallas that we haven't seen yet. And I don't know that all of a sudden, magically, you can just get that kind of a consistency. But do I think that they can at least get one win out of Dallas? Yeah, I think they get at least one win. And I think that Golden State takes it 4-1.
We're going to move on to our next topic. So, who's the best star left? You got Stephen Curry, Golden State Warriors, Luka Doncic with the Mavericks, and you got Jason Tatum with the Boston Celtics. If we're going to do this in order, honestly, I'm going to have to say number 1, Luka, number 2, Tatum, number 3, Curry. Just because Luka is showing up by himself on that team, scoring 40 points, not just in one game, but in multiple games. And he's showing why he's, the guy in Dallas. He's basically the face of Dallas. Luka's an outstanding star. Following up with Tatum, I think Tatum, what he's doing in Boston, what he's been doing in Boston, I feel like nobody's been putting much respect to Jason Tatum's name. And I think people should be looking at Jason Tatum as that guy that's going to be leading the Boston Celtics in the future. We're seeing what he's been doing this year, so like I said, sweeping the Brooklyn Nets, beating Kyrie and Kevin Durant, thank God, then going on to defeat Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. And people are forgetting the defense that Jason Tatum had put in on Giannis in that series. He was playing great defense on Giannis in that series. But I'm gonna have to go with Jason Tatum at number 2, and Steph Curry I have to go 3, not just because of everybody's saying Steph Curry's the best, he should go number 1. But let's be realistic. Steph Curry isn't what he used to be. He's obviously Father Time is looking to catch up to him. He's still a shooting god. We're never going to see a shooter like him. He changed the style of shooting in basketball. But let's be real. Steph Curry's got how many years left? 7 max. I don't see Stephen Curry as the same as he was. If we're gonna go back in the day and look at Steph Curry back in 2015 and stuff, then we can talk different and put Stephen Curry at number 1. But right now, with the way the Luka and Tatum are playing in the playoffs, it's phenomenal. It just goes to show how the future is going to look in basketball, and I feel like that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I'm not too far off. I think I definitely have Curry at number 3. And first thing I want to say real quick is I just want to address John Suggs' last question. What was Dallas shooting percentage-wise in the third? Though they missed a ton of shots. Again, like I was telling you, they got away from the points in the paint. They tried to do the 3-ball, and that hurt them. Just like Jason Kidd told you, had they gone more to the paint and got away from shooting that 3-ball, this probably could have been a different outcome in this game. Best start Luka, but like I said before, I've seen him score 47, and the team, yeah, of course the team loses. He's the only one shooting the ball correctly. I'm sorry, one man can't win a freaking series.
You say he's.
I love John Suggs. John, I love you, buddy. I got it like this, Frankie. I got number 1, Doncic, because again, the numbers I give you are not regular season numbers. These are the numbers that they are currently doing in this specific 2022 playoffs. So this is only specific to the playoffs. And right now in the playoffs, Doncic is putting up 29, 9, and 8. You can't refute that. Tatum is putting up 26, 8, and 4. And Curry's coming in at 25, 5, and 6. So if you look at the numbers, clearly it's Doncic, Tatum, and then Curry. And I got to be honest with you, even coming into this, in the playoffs, Doncic had put up 33.8. I think Jordan was at 33.5 for points per game in the playoffs as a whole. So that's got to tell you where Doncic is as a player. But in terms of the best players that are left, it's going to go Doncic, Tatum, and Curry based on their performances, not on what the team has done, but on what they have done. And the points, the numbers just speak for themselves. And a fact is a fact, and that's not an opinion.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to steal something real quick.
All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays.
Oh, I'm on the spot for hot take. I was not prepared, Frankie, for a hot take tonight. I got to be honest with you, but I'm going to give you what I got so far. Oh, God, hot take. What's hot right now? We got baseball, we got basketball, we got football going on, we got soccer going on, we got, what's a hot take? My hot take will still be that the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm going to go Blue Jays right now. My hot take is going to be Toronto Blue Jays by the All-Star break will overtake the New York Yankees.
How dare you? How dare you? Oh, God, I love it when – then this is why I'm in charge of the button, because I just randomly do hot takes and put my man in the spot when he's not ready. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I really need more time. I need more advance notice. I was not prepared, but I like the way Toronto is still playing, and I'm not completely sold on the New York Yankees right now as being that dominant. That's just me.
Should the Mavs go for Donovan or Levine this offseason? No,
that's not what the Mavs need. What the Mavs got to do, in my opinion, Frankie, look, I just gave you the – look, Powell, he does nothing for you in the paint. Zero. He gives you very little points, very little rebounds, very little assists, and then you put Kleber in off the reserves, and he's a reserve guy. He's strictly a reserve guy. But when he comes, your problem is not your guards. It's not even your forward. The problem is your center. The problem is Powell. The problem is Kleber. You need a paint guy. You need somebody down low in the paint that can help you. That's what you need. Look at what's going on around it. Look at the stats. 62-30. You think if you had somebody down low in the paint that was contributing, you would have that problem? I'm just saying.
All right, with our next topic, Trevor Story I don't like talking about the Boston Red Sox or any player on there, but this is a historic night for baseball.
You got to give it up, though.
Yeah, Trevor Story has a historic performance last night. He hit multiple home runs and hitting a grand slam yesterday, defeating the Seattle Mariners. Jay, we both hate the Red Sox.
God, I hate the Red Sox. I do.
I mean, you lost a series to them.
They're not even in my division, but I hate them.
Jay, give Trevor Story your thoughts.
So, again, Trevor Story, if you look at what he's done for the Boston Red Sox as a whole, and it's not a lot of time because he just got there, but the amount of time that he's been there, he has not exactly played up to par. And a lot of people will tell you that he's not played up to par. Matter of fact, some people even say prior to this historic performance, that Story has kind of been a bust for Boston. But he did have this performance. You can't overlook it. So we're gonna talk about it because it is history. He had 3 home runs, 4 hits, 7 RBIs, and a stolen base in the game. I believe it was against the Rockies. Yeah, it was against Colorado. I might be wrong on that. Frank, you might have to fact check me on the team that he got against. I wanted to say Seattle. I apologize. Oh, Mickey Delaney. You got against Mickey Delaney, Seattle Mariners. That just makes it even more beautiful. But anyway, he was the first second baseman in Major League Baseball history to steal a base and have 3 home runs at the same time. So you got to give him credit for having a stolen base and 3 home runs. I mean, he broke history. He only had 2 home runs entering into the game. Matter of fact, Frankie, when he started the game, he was batting .205. That's how bad Trevor Story was. He was batting .205. But at the end of the game, he was batting .230. And his home runs had doubled. That's how significant of a game it was against Seattle for him. The last 3 home runs of the game, and as a matter of fact, the last time he hit 3 home runs in a single game was against the 2018. This is what I was getting confused. Against 2018, and he played for Colorado, and he played San Francisco Giants, and that's when he got 3 home runs. So he played for Colorado. In his career, this is the 19th multi-home run game of his career. So, again, those are a little bit of history on Trevor Story. He had .205 coming into that game. Left the game at .230, 3 home runs, 1 stolen base, broke history. Good job, Trevor Story. I hope you continue because I don't like to wish people bad things. So I'm not going to do that to you because I don't want people wishing negative things on me, especially since you play for the freaking Red Sox. But good game. Frankie?
I don't got much to say about it. He's a Red Sox player. I don't care about Red Sox players, but it's a historic moment. Congratulations. I'm just glad he did it on Seattle and Mickey Delaney's team. Not only did he make history on that one, but the Red Sox swept them. They swept the Seattle Mariners, Jay. 3 games, winning game 1, 12-6, game 2, 7-3, and winning today 6-5. So congratulations to Trevor Story. What of a hell of a performance he showed out this weekend against Seattle. But I don't really care.
Hey, here's a comment by John Suggs right quick. The last one, please. So thoughts on the feud between Saban and Jimbo. Hey, John Suggs, that's going to be a topic and a few more topics from now. So we will be talking about that tonight. I don't want you to think we're ignoring you, but we are going to talk about the Saban feud with him. Not only him, but with Deion Sanders as well. So give us a few minutes, hang tight, and we will be there in a few. Frankie?
Our next topic, which I'm really looking forward to, I didn't see this one, Jay, is Aaron Judge worth $300 million as a 30-year-old.
I had to put this in there, Frankie. I wanted your perspective on it.
Honestly, I think he is, if not at least a little bit close to it. But the way this guy is showing out, he's an amazing player. We can obviously show he's having a great season already with the Yankees this year, leading in home runs, leading in hits. Aaron Judge is just a phenomenal player. $300 million for a 30-year-old. I mean, it's a little excessive to get $300 million. I don't think nobody will give it to him just yet. I think the Yankees should, to be honest with you. But are we going to give him that much? No. He did turn down a contract this offseason to re-sign with the Yankees. But I think he did that to show them why he's worth what he's saying he is. And the way he's playing already this season, I think he is honestly going to get that money from the Yankees. The Yankees, however, we have money, Jay. We have money. We always throw $1 million.
Everybody knows the Yankees got your own damn network. How do you not have the money?
We got the money, so he's showing why he's like, yo, give me my money or I'm gonna leave. And I honestly, this is the best thing the Yankees should do is just give the guy his money because he's honestly the best player on the Yankees. And if he goes, I'm gonna be sad. He's our franchise. He's the face of the Yankees now after losing Derek Jeter and retiring. We didn't have a face for a while until Aaron Judge came in 2017, and man, he's their best player this year. Yeah, I mean, he's always our best player, not just this year.
Frankie, I'm going to have to give. Look, I love you, Frankie. I do, man. You're my boy. You're my boy. You're my boy since you were conceived, and I've always been your older brother. So you know, I got your back, and you know I love you, man. But at the same time, as a reporter, I might have to step on your balls a little bit here, and I hope you don't take offense to it. Let's be honest. Let's just cut the shit. Yeah, can you afford to pay this guy $300 million? Yeah. Does it mean you should pay him $300 million? No. Especially if you're a financially responsible individual. You shouldn't do it. I'm sorry. He's 30 freaking years old. What is $300 million going to give you? I mean, how many years are we looking at? 5 years? Because 5 years at $300 million is $60 million a year. Is he worth $60 million a year? I don't know. At 307 batting average, a lot of people hit 307. Are they paying him $300 million? No, they're not. At least not on a 5-year note. At 60 mil, they're not doing it. So I don't know. Let me just give you a little bit of information here, and then we can really talk about it. So 2022, he's having a good season, no doubt about it. I'm not going to knock that on him. We haven't played that long of a season either, so we got to give him a chance to see if he stays healthy first and foremost. But while he is healthy, he's had 137 at-bats, 32 runs, 42 hits, 30 RBIs, and a batting average of 307. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm not lying. But, I can tell you countless number of Astros that had that same batting average that didn't even get that contract coming off that.
Yeah, but we're not talking about nobody in the Astros.
No. Stay with me now, Frankie. I need you to stay with me because I'm making points here, and I think you really should listen to it. What I'm trying to tell you is nobody's going to say, look, if I got Springer at one time and we had Bregman at one time and we had all these guys, and they weren't even getting that kind of contract, and they were in their primes and they were younger than him, and they were put at the same batting average, if not even better than 307. I'm just saying, take it for what it will. As a career, he's got 2,205 hits, 434 runs, 613 hits, 396 RBIs, and a career batting average of 278. In my opinion, not bad. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. It's okay. 278 is an okay batting average. It's okay. For a career, he has 172 home runs, 396 RBIs, and like I said, a 278 batting average. He's a 3-time All-Star, Major League Base, all MLB first team 1 time, AL Rookie of the Year, 2-time Silver Slugger, and 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. So he's got a couple of accolades to his name. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of my argument. How many games has he missed? Well, let's see. In 2016, he missed 27. In 2017, he missed 155. In 2011, he missed 112. 2019, he missed 102. 2020, he missed 28. In 2020, hold on. In 2020,
those are games he played.
Or no, those are the games he played. I apologize. Not missed, but played. He played in 27 games. In 16, 155, 112, 102, 28. 21, 148 games, and then 2022, 36 games. So for a combined total, he played 606 games out of 1,134. So he played 606, but he's missed 528. He's almost missed as many games as he's played prior or right at the 30-year mark, and you want me to give you $300 million damn dollars. Are you freaking kidding me, Frankie?
So I'm gonna put something up. I want to put something up.
Kidding me?
I want to put something up.
Okay, Garrett Cole, does he deserve that? Okay, again, $24 million and he's 31. But does he deserve it at the way he's playing right now or was playing? But even then, Garrett Cole up. Well, okay, no, hold on, time out. Garrett Cole up until this year, because this year Garrett Cole kind of got off to a slow start this year. But if you look at Garrett Cole, what he did with the tail end of Pittsburgh through Houston and then into New York was lights out. Unstoppable. So I don't know. Do I agree giving Garrett Cole even $324 million? No. And that's why I'm glad that Astros let him go, because he's 31 freaking years old. I don't think even Garrett Cole deserves that much money. I
mean, let's also look at it this way, Jay. Garrett Cole was getting paid just to pitch. He's not like Oshadi.
No, I get that. I just think at Aaron Judge's career and where he's at 30 and what he's done up till now and the amount of games that he's missed compared to the amount of games that he's played, and he's getting older, which means he's going to miss more games. I do think $300 million is, in my opinion, I think you're overpaying for that. I think you're overpaying big time for that. And I would suggest now Yankees got the money again, but you know what? The Yankees also haven't won a championship since 2009, so suck on that one.
That is true. But guess what, Jay? Where are we at right now?
And he still wasted a lot of money. You haven't watched it and he wasted a lot of money.
Jay, we wasted a lot of money to be on top of the world right now. We're on top of the world, baby.
You're not there yet, Frankie.
I don't care. Don't get all the way there. You know what, Frankie? World, Jay, I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want. We're on top of the world, damn it.
So the Astros were on top of the world, and we didn't pay a fraction of what you paid.
Well, that's because Houston is cheap poor.
And we're still winning.
Are you?
Yeah, we're in first place.
Let's look at it. Hold on, let me see.
We're in first place. Go ahead and look. We're in first place. Game and a half.
Let me pull it up. You guys are 25-15, first in the AL West, a half game behind, or a half game ahead. No, 1.5 ahead, because the LA Angels, for some reason, are on a 4-game losing streak. So, yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on. Hey, can we address that? Frank, I don't know about you, man, but Sanders put up a thing about strippers and a bachelor party, and yet he's talking to us. That's how you know our show means something.
Yeah, our show means something, Jay. I hope his girlfriend is watching. That's why I put it up, because hey, Sanders' girlfriend, he's at a bachelor's party and it's his wedding, his cousin's wedding, and they're getting strippers. He's telling me to shush, but nah, I'm gonna snitch him out because he's going for the Heat, and he knows that the Heat are gonna lose.
Woo, Frankie!
2019 Yankees was at first with 103 wins. But how far did they go in the playoffs? Yeah, that's true. But then again, who do we lose to in that year? A hot Tampa Bay Rays team.
Hey!
They were on fire that year.
Was your boy Aaron Judge? Was he? How did he do in that series?
He wasn't playing. He was injured in 2019.
Oh, that's right, Frankie. He was injured, and you want to give him $300 million? Get the fuck out of
here. Yeah, that's what you do, Jay. That's what you do to keep your face of the franchise. How much you guys are playing old man Justin Verlander?
Hey, don't worry, Verlander's still pitching. Watch this. Verlander's gonna pitch all season, so it's all good. He gonna pitch all season.
Oh fuck yeah, because they gave him a metal arm. We're going to move on to our next topic. Who is a bigger disappointment in the MLB, the Braves or the Blue Jays? Ooh, this is real easy, Jay. The Braves. The damn Braves. And I'm so sad that Logan isn't here right now to witness this, because right now, the Braves are the defending champions, and right now they look like they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, man. And I wish Logan was here because you know what? Last time we talked about the Yankees and stuff, you weren't here, and I felt really bad about that because I wanted my boy to be here to talk about his team when we were talking about it. I felt kind of dirty talking about the Yankees when you weren't here, and I felt bad about it. And just like I feel bad about talking about the Braves when Logan's not here, but you know what? We're going to talk about it anyway because that's what we do.
He said it makes me sick watching them.
Listen, you know
Jay,
what? But
hold on, let's be real.
Frankie,
go ahead. I just want to quickly ask you, how many baseball teams have we seen win a World Series and look perfect and dominant the next year to where they might even go back to back? It's really rare where we see a team go back to back in the World Series.
But I got to be honest with you, the Braves let go of some key pieces that got them there. Mm-hmm. Look, two things got the Braves the World Series. Number one, they had an excellent bullpen, which they still do have a really good bullpen. And number two was Soler. And where is Soler right now? He ain't on the Braves anymore. So when you let go of some, and he's not the only key piece. I'm just using them as examples.
That's the one big name I was going to say, Freddie Freeman. He was the heart. He was the heart of the Braves.
That's true, but he really did not produce for the Braves in the World Series. But I understand where John Suggs is coming from at that same point. But what they got in Olsen should have compensated talent-wise, but I get the leadership, the spark plug. I get that. But here's the deal. World Series hangover? Frankie, maybe they are in a hangover, but maybe they felt like whatever. But like I said, they lost key players. They really did not add anybody. And Frankie, what's really hurting the Braves is that everybody else got better.
Yeah.
Everybody else got better, and they didn't. They're 26th in batting average. That's 2-2-3. That means they're not put up any runs. Their negative run differential is -12, so they get outscored by 12. They get a pedestrian pitching whip at 1.26, which is 18th in the league, and you got a 3.91 ERA, which is 22nd in the league. And the only saving grace you have right now is your damn bullpen. And that's why you are where you are.
Quick update before we move on, because we both picked the Braves. Top 5 MLB right now is New York Yankees leading it 29-10, followed by the Dodgers who are 26-12, 2.5 behind. Third place is the Mets, 27-14. They are 3 games behind. Fourth place goes to the San Diego Padres. They're 26-14. They're 3.5. And followed Milwaukee Brewers, who turned their season around really quickly at a 25-14 record. They're 4 games behind. But right behind them is the Astros, who are 25-15. So the the Dodgers right now are on a 6-game winning streak, and they look red hot. We expected that because of all the pieces that the Dodgers have picked up in the offseason. And I'm glad that we're mentioning this because Freddie Freeman, the heart and soul of the Atlanta Braves, got signed by the Dodgers this offseason. And now he went from a Braves team who is now 18-21 defending champions to a Dodgers team who won the series 2 years ago, and now they're 26-12. So just goes to show that the Braves are the biggest disappointment. And I'm sorry, John Suggs, for you being a Braves fan. Then again, I'm not. So.
Hey, again, and I feel bad. I do feel bad for poor Logan. But anyway, moving on.
An NIL application out of control. Nick Saban has basically pointed fingers to Texas A&M coach, and not only that, but also Jackson's coach and Deion Sanders, saying that they went out and paying recruits, top 5 recruits at least, to come to their college.
Man. Oh, Nicky boy. I don't know why he's pissed. He's pissed off because of NIL. Well, hey, I'm sorry. Life's a pain in the ass. Get over it, guy. Hey, listen, you've been getting the number one classes forever, and now the NIL came and gave you a little competition. All of a sudden, now you're pissed off. Well, let me tell you something, Nick. Everybody has NIL. You have NIL. They have NIL. Maybe you just haven't changed with the times, and now your old ass is getting shown up, and maybe Alabama is not exactly what it should be. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm okay for players getting recognition, getting compensatory money recognition for who they are. And you think what? You think the schools are manipulating it. Okay, and you got the same rules as they have. Why can't you do the same thing as Jimbo and Deion are doing? Why are you coming down on them all of a sudden? It says the NIL is out of control, that the NIL lacks structure and framework. Wants every opportunity, wants equal opportunity for all players. Every player has the same opportunity, Nick. And if some players are better than others, and that's why their name and likenesses are more important, well, guess what? Maybe you should get better at your craft, and then you can get the same likeness. It is what it is. I think Nick Saban is off the rails. I think he's off the reservation, and I think he's stupid. Matter of fact, he came out and apologized. He actually apologized to Jimbo Fisher, and he apologized to Deion Sanders for mentioning their names. But with the person names who he should be mentioning, and if I'm Alabama, I'm looking at Nick Saban and saying, hey, Nick, Jimbo's doing it. Deion's doing it. Why aren't you doing it? And let's see what Nick's job is. What do you think, Frankie? Oh, Frankie was taking a sabbatical. That's okay. I'll pick up where Frankie left off. Hey, look, at the end of the day, Jimbo thinks that Saban thinks that he has a God complex, that everything should bow down to Nick. Because if Nick says it, well, it must be true. I don't think so. What does John Suggs say? Let's check out what John Suggs says. If we go to John, he says, Saban mad because in Texas and Florida, they don't have to pay income tax, laugh out loud. It's true, John. In Texas and Florida, you don't have to pay taxes. But, John, what I want to know from you, John, is this. Do you agree with my thought process that NIL is the same for everybody? Not just him. It doesn't single out a specific school. So if anything, Nick Saban, if he's doing his job per the NIL, he should be above Jimbo and Deion because he's Nick freaking Saban. So he should be above everybody else because, number one, he has name attraction. And then every other player gets the NIL just like everywhere else. So he should be using that. It really should be a negatory factor, the NIL, because Nick Saban's name should still be Nick Saban's name. Do you agree or disagree? I'll give you about 2 seconds. Frankie, what do you think?
I agree, Jay. Honestly, I mean, these kids got to make money some way, right? They want to make money some way, and why not? I mean, you're a top recruit. If you're a top recruit, why are you going to go to a shitty school, right, for free?
Right.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I understand what Nick Saban is coming from, but these kids got to make money some way.
John Suggs also goes on to say that he says, I'm an Oregon fan. Nike, I'm sure every school doing NIL, Saban mad because he's not getting some of those top prospects he thought he was going. And I agree. I think a lot of it is Nick Saban is jealous because he isn't getting those top recruits, which again goes to Jimbo Fisher's comment that Nick Saban has a God complex. I'm just saying. Nick, get over it.
All right, yeah. How many topics we got left? All right, this is our last topic of the night. Is Christian McCaffrey star power done? Jay, we all know how Christian McCaffrey is. He's a great running back. I mean, obviously, the Panthers win games with Christian McCaffrey on the field compared to Christian McCaffrey off the field. Sorry if you guys hear the air around. It's hot here in New York. We're like in the high 90s tonight. My AC is blowing right next to me. But Christian McCaffrey, star power. Jay, do you think that Christian McCaffrey is basically done?
He's definitely not done, I don't think. based on – it depends on how he comes back next year off the injuries that he has sustained. Look, Christian's been in the league 5 years, man. I'm kind of worried for Christian. I think if Christian stays with Carolina, he's done. Because Carolina uses him almost as a single-purpose, pretty much everything offensive related has gone through Christian McCaffrey, especially since you don't really have a quarterback per se that can do anything for the team. So if the team wants to move the ball, it's going to have to primarily go through McCaffrey. So when I look at the last 2 years, he's been injury-riddled. He's missed a total of 18 games with ankle, thigh, shoulder, and hamstring injuries. And 2020, he missed 13 games. So I got to be honest with you, man. When I look at Christian McCaffrey, if he is continued to be used in the manner in which he's been used over the first 5 years, then yes, he's done. Absolutely, unequivocally, he's done. Because let's be honest, a running back's life expectancy in the league, 7, 8, maybe 9 if you're really superior and you don't have a lot of injuries. But that's really about as far as I would push their legacy. And he's already 5 years deep. And he hasn't played really a whole lot in the last 2. So if he stays with Carolina, his star power has obviously diminished quite extensively to the point where if I'm looking at fantasy league, I'm not looking at Christian McCaffrey's name. Maybe 3rd round, I look at Christian McCaffrey, but in the first 2 rounds, I'm not thinking McCaffrey. That's how much his star power has reduced, if you ask my opinion, Frankie.
Yeah, and I gotta say, being a running back in the NFL, that's one of the toughest. Obviously, being the quarterback is the toughest, part in the NFL. But next to it, it's got to be the running back. And with Christian McCaffrey, his rookie year, he showed up. He was one of the star running backs, next to Ezekiel Elliott and all of them. Christian McCaffrey showed up. He showed up big for the Carolina Panthers. And I think after that first season, Jay, it just went to show other teams like, okay, well, based on the Panthers, their one star isn't their quarterback. Their one star is their running back. So if we stop their running back, then we can beat the Panthers. And that's what happened the following year. Once they locked down Christian McCaffrey, he got hurt. And I believe he's been hurt 3 times over the 5 years of his span already. And it just goes to show that running backs, it's a really hard position. And they get injured frequently because you got to deal with your ankles with the cuts. You got your knees that you can tear on the cuts. You got Achilles that can get hurt during tackles. Like, you got big men you got to run through. They're 370-pound linemen there compared to about 270 plus in muscle for the inside linebackers. So you got to run through big people before you get to the light people and the safeties and corners. So running backs is really tough. And Christian McCaffrey, man, I feel like if he was more of a wide receiver threat, he looked more like he could do a Julian Edelman, some slot receiving spots and stuff. Maybe if he changes positions, his career can go longer. Star power done, I don't want to say that. It's still too early in his career. He haven't even hit his prime yet. You hit your prime within like your 6th, maybe 7th season into the NFL. Because nowadays in the NFL, you could play – look at Tom Brady. He's going into his 23rd season. 23 years, Jay. So it just goes to show in the NFL today, the way the officiating and how it is and everything like that, players can play for a long time. But if you're a running back, it's really, really hard. So I feel like if Christian McCaffrey could just switch up his position, let the Panthers look for another running back, because let's be honest, Christian McCaffrey is the franchise of the Carolina Panthers. It's always a quarterback that's a franchise face, but it's not. Look at Cam Newton. He was the franchise. Gone. Came back. Terrible. Sam Darnold, they thought he was going to be something. He's obviously not. And early on in the year last year, they went, 3-0, 4-0 before they got to that little slide of the hill and then go straight down because Christian McCaffrey got down with an injury. That next Sam Darnold goes down with an injury. So it just goes to show, like, those are tough positions that you can't just continue to be in and think that you're going to, stay as a star power. Because take Ezekiel Elliott for a minute, right? I don't want to put him down. I'm not putting down your Cowboys. But Ezekiel Elliott had one hell of a year when he first came into the NFL. One hell of a year. Then you start to progress and defense start to learn your routes and start to learn your moves and stuff like that. Then he gets hurt and he hasn't been the same since. I'm going to be real with you, Jay. He hasn't been the same since he got his contract.
Now, when it comes to Zeke, again, he's been a disappointment as well. So I'm not even gonna get into that whole Zeke thing because I'm not in disagreement with you. John Suggs goes on to say, you know who he reminds me of in a way is Jadeveon Clowney, and I agree. Jadeveon Clowney, if you look at his combine, that dude is a damn genetic freak. But then he goes out and gets hurt. I believe it was his first year with Houston, and just he's been okay. But then he kind of faded out in the league, and to be honest with you, I don't even know where Jadeveon Clowney is playing at these days. He just kind of faded off the radar, and he's done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also think so too. But before we get into our final thoughts, I want to end the night on something. My man Jay had a hot take, so we're gonna go ahead and have myself to get a hot take.
All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays.
Yeah, your boy Frankie C on the main screen, solo dolo here on Saturday Unscripted. Hot take. I'm taking it from Freddie. We normally do this on ASAP in the morning, but I'm taking it here on Unscripted. And I got a really good hot take for you. It's MLB, baby. And my hot take for the American League Championship Series will end between the New York Yankees and the Houston Astros. Me and my boy Jay Mclovin, we're going to go one-on-one in a 7-game series, and we're going to give you one hell of a ride. Best to believe we're going to go back and forth on Facebook. We're going to go back and forth on Unscripted. It's going to be one hell of a series. But that's going to be my hot take, Yankees versus Astros, ALCS. NLCS, I see the New York Mets going up against the LA Dodgers. And that's going to be one hell of a series as well because those two hot teams are on fire right now on the National League side. And what better way to look at a New York World Series if that was to happen? A New York Yankees versus New York Mets World Series. Never been happening before. And that will be fantastic. So that is my hot take. Mets, Dodgers, NLCS, Yankees, Astros, ALCS.
Man, so you're saying it's a Subway Series showdown?
What better way, Jay? Both New York teams are on fire right now. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not going to kiss my Stros. It would depress me. But at the same time, if my Astros aren't going to be in the World Series, then my second best thing would be to see a Subway Series. I wouldn't mind that. I think it'd be awesome to see a Subway Series, World Series, kind of go down and see how New York handles that. If the Astros can't be there, then that, in my opinion, that would be the next best thing. So, yeah, I'm not mad at you, Frankie, for that. It's all good, baby. Because, Jay, if you look at it, if we get a Subway Series in the World Series, we got 27 World Series titles compared to what the Mets got. I think they got like 1 or 2 or whatever. But if that was to happen, we never had a New York Yankee versus New York Mets series in the World Series, let alone. We had the Subway Series in the regular season, but in the World Series,
and for baseball, I think in terms of monetary things, that could be a pretty exciting series. So yeah, man, I see that playing out well for MLB and for the state of New York. Hey, by the way, I know we're in final thoughts. Oh shoot, what did he say, Bam Pot? Hey, let's talk real quick. Frankie, I want to give a little quick update before you go to final thoughts. Let's just talk just a fast update on the Boston Celtics and then final thoughts when we out, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go right ahead, brother.
Hey, these sons of bitches. Holy cow, Frankie, what am I watching? What am I looking at? 18 points? Are you freaking kidding me? Pride. If you're even closely watching this, I'm calling your ass out. Hell, I'm calling my own self out at this point.
Jay, let's but go on a timeout for a second because we thought the same way.
I know about Dallas and Golden State. I get it. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying you got to admit. And look, okay, it can always turn around. Golden State proved that, and I don't want to go too far off the rails. I'm just saying, if this is a boxing match, Miami came out and hit Boston square in the freaking mouth, and Boston hasn't exactly responded in the best of ways. To the point, if I may, Adebayo, who has said was going to be a liability, has put up 6 of 9 for 12 And Butler actually has not really contributed much more than 3 at that point. But when I go to Boston, Tatum's got 0.
He's 0 for 4, Jay.
And Smart's got 2. But Brown's been your guy at 11. And I'm just saying, first quarter, I get it. But now we're second quarter, 10 minutes left to go, and it's 43-20, and Miami's up by 23. What the hell?
46-20 now, 3-point made by Caleb Martin.
Yeah, you're probably a little bit ahead of me. So, but I'm just saying, what the hell, Frankie?
I don't know. Hopefully, Boston can turn around in the second half. Maybe Jason Tatum, can drink some of that, what do you call it, Space Jam water magic, and come out of the second half and go on fire. But I'm not gonna, if I was a Celtics fan, I wouldn't throw it in yet. You still got another half to go. It's still early. Like I said, so hopefully they can turn it around and we get a better ball game.
And that's the thing. But Boston can't wait too long. I mean, honestly, Boston, because even when Golden State came back, they were down by 19. They're down by 26 right now, and they still got the majority of a second quarter to go. I mean, it depends on where they end at the half. But what I'm saying, Boston's going to have to step their game up. Because I don't know what Udo is going to – or Doc, however you say his last name. But whatever he says to them, they got to wake up. They got to wake up and realize that, hey, look, man, this is our home court. We can't be down by 23, 26, whatever the case may be. We need to wake up and we need to get this game back under our control before it gets too far out of control. And they're putting subs in at the third quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jay, you got any final thoughts before we go on to them?
Yeah, man. My final thoughts are Astros are up 2-0. My other thought that I have left in my body is that this Miami team, I got to give them props. I was downplaying them a lot heavily at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to give Miami their props and say that, hey, look, man, you guys came out tonight and you are playing, and there's a lot of game left to be played. And, if you wind up somehow taking this game and you go 2-1 heading into the next game and going to game 4, I'm gonna have to eat some humble pie at that point. I'm gonna have to, and it's okay. I'll eat some humble pie. I hope for pride's sake that Boston comes some kind of way rally, and if they don't, I don't know, man. It's crazy, Frankie. This whole thing is crazy to me. I'll turn the ball over to you now.
Yeah, I don't got much. Just, I'm hoping Celtics can turn it around and get an interesting game. Even if they lose, I don't really care. I just want the Celtics to get the Miami Heat out of there. But everybody knows my story. I've been following the Celtics throughout the playoffs for my boy Pride. Only until they get to the World Series. Only until they get to the championship round and lose it, because that'll be more of a troll talking to Pride than him just getting eliminated in the first round or second round or even the Eastern Conference Finals. I would rather him get eliminated in the finals so I can talk more shit. But enjoy the rest of your night.
Well, one thing to say, Frankie, real quick. One thing.
Go ahead.
Before you get us out of here, I do want to say there's 9:41 left to go in the second, and Tatum is still at 0 points, but he's only played 9 minutes. Now, I don't know if that means that Tatum is hurt. It's got to be, because Tatum doesn't have any personal fouls. He's got 0 personal fouls. So my only question at this point is, he's played 9 minutes. It's like, what the hell, man? You're down by 26. Why is Tatum, number one, not on the court? And again, Tatum is at 0. And how well Tatum plays in this only is going to reaffirm why I got him in the second place and Luka Doncic in first. Okay, Fred, you can get this out of here.
Before we go, MLB update, top of the 8th. Dodgers are beating the Phillies it's tied 4-4. Top of the 9th, Braves are over Marlins 4-2. Top of the 8th, Cardinals are beating the Pirates 5-4. The Tampa Bay Rays are beating Baltimore 5-0 at the bottom of the 7th. The Twins are up over the Royals 4-2, top of the 8th. Jays Houston Astros are over the Rangers 2-0, top of the 7th, which is, by the way, they do need a win because they lost yesterday. And I just want to throw that out there to you, Jay. That was a little slap to the face to you.
It's okay. Listen. As long as I'm on top of the division, I could care less.
That's how I feel too when we lose. I don't really care because we got a good solid lead right now on the top of the first or on the top of the division, so it's okay. Brewers are beating the Nationals 5-1. That's the bottom of the sixth. The Mets are losing to the Rockies. Ooh, the Colorado Rockies, Jay, are beating the Mets 4-2 into the second. That's a doubleheader game too. Game just started between the LA Angels and the Athletics. That's a 0-0 bottom of the first. Completed games, the Yankees beat the White Sox 7-5. The final in the 10th inning, the Diamondbacks beat the Cubs 7-6. Blue Jays beat the Reds 3-1. The Reds are finally in double digits win column with 11. Game one doubleheader between the Mets and Rockies won 5-1. Padres beat Giants 2-1, and the Red Sox beat Seattle, sweeping them 6-5. Postponed game tonight was the Tigers and Guardians due to rain. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your NBA. Enjoy all your sports. We here at Unscripted thank you all for all the likes, the shares, comments. We can't thank you enough. Jay, thank you for coming, and I had a wonderful time hosting. I can't wait to be back next Saturday. I am going to try to get our boy Robert Duran Jr. in here so we can talk some boxing next week. I did get to him today, so hopefully I can get an answer by that throughout the week, and we'll hopefully get him in here next Saturday. But with that, everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's time that I go cuddle with my wife. Have a good night.
I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. I love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it, I just do it. Like Nike swoosh, none of that Reggie Bush. Cause I'm top shelf, I ain't got wealth, but I'm on my grind like park rails. I'd sell the shoes right off my 2 feet, then add one, that's a yard sale. Got dumb bars that be smarter than Harvard, Yale. Take your pictures elsewhere, you wanna be TMZ, I wanna be VIP. Quit pandering, I'm not answering cause I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. All of that bark and no bite, that's alright. Not everyone can be the big dog. Take a walk, kick rocks, can't keep me out cause I pick locks. They hearing me knocking, I'll never be stopping.